Hello, guys. How is everybody doing? Whew, y'all, this week has been a week. I'm telling you, it has been a week. I'm gonna let you all get the notifications. Ooh, hey, the Black Barbie. I know I bought me some ponytail balls. And I can't find them, so I can put my hair up in a ponytail. I'm putting it on my bedroom dresser. Yeah, it's been so hot today. It was 70 degrees today. Uh, this is really pneumonia weather. And it has been such a hectic week. This was a hectic day because we had to be out. My team did. My team was out having to track down people. So I've been hot and tired today. Whew. Um, I was gonna keep my grandbaby this weekend, but I'm gonna recuperate this weekend. Girl, I rocked the I'm telling you, I want to put my hair in a ponytail. It was so hot out. Oh my god. It was so hot and muggy, and I had on a sweater and boots and all of that. And which it's still the winter. You have to do that, because you'll get pneumonia. Whew. I think I'm gonna rock a ponytail tomorrow. Um, Ladies, I'm looking for some women that would be willing to be volunteers with my nonprofit organization. If you're serious about it. Whew. Oh, Lord, Lord, Lord. Yay. Tyranny. Of course. I would have to get you all training, some training and stuff, certifications, um, in helping young women that have been trafficked. She said, I have time right now. Hey, Tashawn Thompson. We're going to talk about Pooh Sheisty, and then we're gonna talk about Memphis politics. We're gonna pick up where we left off this morning, minus minus some of the other stuff that we talked about this morning. Y'all know I went in a little bit, but I'm good. I am. I'm good. Hey, Miss Clarinetta. I think what is happening with Pooh Shiesty, I guess it was probably. I think that's what um Big 30 was politicking for, anyways. So has Big 30 and Pooh Shiesty even? Because have they been running together since he's been out? You really don't hear that much about 30 anymore. Finesse has taken over the news media. I mean the vlogs. Like Finesse is really running the vlogs at this point. Okay, you guys, it's been 6 minutes. I want to talk about, is Pooh Shiesty leaving 1017 now? That's been trending all over the internet, that Pooh Shiesty is leaving 1017. I mean, I think it's probably pure speculation at this point. I think he's doing a video or doing a song or something with Glorilla. So, people collab and stuff all the time. It don't necessarily mean that he's leaving 1017. Not unless his contract is up. Is he like a free agent or something like that? Now, if he's not up under contract with Gucci Mane anymore, then or if Gotti is willing to pay, if Gucci Mane is willing to sell his contract, hey, who knows? But at this point, the only thing we could say is that right now, it looks like he's doing a song with Glorilla, and why wouldn't he? They're both from Memphis. Pooh is from South Memphis. Glow is from North Memphis. So, hey, I think it's really a good thing for those two young people to get together and collab. Pooh Shiesty has really been hyped up. Okay, they've been hyping him, and which, hey, I'm glad for Pooh Shiesty. Pooh Shiesty come from around that area, from Tate Street, I do believe, or in close proximity, if not Tate Street. Hey, he's been in and out of trouble. I would like to see Pooh do his thing. Now, I don't think Pooh is stupid. Pooh Shiesty has had the opportunity to listen to Big 30, see what he has gone through. We don't even know if he's out of the contract with Gucci yet. Gucci is an astute businessman, so we can only assume that, not unless that he is, and I don't know it. Okay. We can only make assumptions as it relates to that. But I mean, I wouldn't sign with CMG. I wouldn't. If I was him, I would not, because he's so hot right now. Everybody wants, just like Finesse was, right? And we see what they did to Finesse. It's something about that little group of people. They find a way to put a fizzle on anybody's sizzle. Okay, if they're sizzling hot, they tend to fizzle right on out when they start dealing with that group of people. So if I was Pooh, Glorilla is hot. I think that's a good business move to do a song with her. But I mean, anything else anything else as far as signing with Yo Gotti, if I was him, I wouldn't do it. Hey, maybe he think that it's okay, but money ain't everything. If I was him, I wouldn't do it. Okay, I wouldn't. And not because I don't care for Yo Gotti, just based on everything that has been going on. I think Pooh should want to give himself a. I think he should, if his contract is up with Gucci, I think he should remain a free agent and start looking into um other ways, looking into the business other ways, staying away from Yo Gotti, okay? Because Yo Gotti uses them to be relevant. He ain't relevant, okay? It says the Handler wife is running 1017. The Handler. Y'all do know Keisha Kayor is from over there in Jamaica. Okay. They real good about putting them, they get them good roots. Y'all think Sugar got a root on finesse. Okay. Keisha Kayor over there in them islands, they make them good roots. It's his mind. They when they get you, they mind be when they mix their stuff together. They tells me your mind be show enough gone. Okay, so she done put a good um juju on him. Now his whole mind gone. Okay, his whole mind gone. Um, yeah, I used to. There's this guy from over. He's dead now. He was almost as big as Bob Marley. As a matter of fact, him and Bob Marley, they were all in the same group together. Peter Tosh, and I likes looking at the Peter Tosh story because I feel like Peter Tosh was underrated. Okay, um, and he was handsome and chocolate and all of that good stuff and tall and Peter Tosh got with a woman. Okay, he got with a woman over there, and you know they're from Jamaica, Kingston, and that's where she's from. I do believe Kingston. And his whole family was talking about when they did the documentary, how they felt bad for him because she was dealing in them spells, and they said people would come around. Next thing you know, people were not coming around anymore. And Peter Tosh was a strong-willed man, okay, very outspoken. And when they interviewed her, she said no. She smirked and said, "No, I kept the people away from him that didn't mean him no good." Okay, so she admitted that she was doing it, dealing in that voodoo, but she said she just only put spells to keep the people away that was not good for him. Well, she should have been praying to God because somebody broke up in the house and killed Peter Tosh and some more of the people, but she lived. Okay, I don't know. I don't know why they didn't shoot her. And so I guess she's still around. She probably Peter Tosh been dead since the 80s. He never married her, but she got a lot of his money and stuff. And I'm sure she done got another man that she been got another man put a root on him. Okay. That's what's going on with Keisha K, or she might be going to that lady. Okay. That might be the lady that she goes to. That's how she done put a root on Gucci. Because Gucci is in a sunken place. Okay, just like Kanye, Gucci is in a sunken place. Okay. Mm. 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 I tell you, I was getting ready to get deep into that, but I have to talk myself out of that. Cause I'm saying, y'all, these women are really dealing in witchcraft, and so that's why you have to be. That's why you have to be prayed up. These men, these men are not. Men don't. What's the word that I'm looking for? They don't really get into stuff like that, even though it's real. But they need to get they stupid asses into it because they the ones being voodooed. Okay, that's what's going on. Okay, they are the ones that's being hexed because a lot of these young girls are getting more and more into it. I keep trying to tell y'all. When I get on here and I say stuff, I don't be saying it. I mean, I may say it in a joking way because I like to have fun. I'm a jokester. I like to say stuff in a comical way, sarcastic and comical, but I be telling the truth now. I done told y'all. See, people be talking about Voodoo Village. Voodoo Village ain't nothing. I don't even do they even do voodoo over there. All the voodoo folks over in Voodoo Village been up for years. All of the people that was doing voodoo probably dead over there. Is it still even over there? These girls is been going down to Tupelo. I done told y'all these women is going down to Tupelo. And these men is so damn stupid with they no good asses. Don't get me started talking about them because they ought to be ashamed of themselves. They have good women at home. They have good wives. These girls, these hood rats is going down there to Tupelo and getting spells to put on your wife. Next thing you know, your wife's sick. He done lost his mind. He mistreating his wife. Especially if he got something going for himself. I ain't never seen women so evil now. They know that the men got somebody when they get with them, and they go and start getting spells trying to get their wife and stuff sick. They putting it. It was a girl that I had worked with at the sheriff's office. I know a lot of the girls from the sheriff's office be in the bushes, child. I don't look. Hey, I'm cool with them, but I mean, it's the truth. It's the truth. She was going down there and getting some spray, and she used to talk about it to put in her. She would put in her throat, her mouth, her throat. And she said when she said she was giving the man, or don't get me started. She said she was gonna walk him straight. Oh, she was gonna make him walk straight away from his wife. Okay. Y'all, these are the types of things that people are doing. That's why you have to be strong. You got to have some type of standards and be strong. You got to stay prayed up because people are using all types of spells and stuff. And it's evil now. They're going to reap what they sow now. It's coming. It's going to come back on them. That's why I always, even being on here, that's the reason why I always say a prayer. I always reverse every curse and send it back to the sender. I got this thing about I'm a friendly person, but everybody, it ain't even good for everybody to be touching you. And now we're living in a day and time where folks everybody's on social media. People get your pictures and stuff. I'm gonna bury her picture. I'm gonna take her husband from her. Yes. If I was a woman, I would feel like I was less than a woman. Okay. If I was with a man and I had a spell on him. Okay. I dated a guy for years. And y'all, he would go behind my back and mess with a girl right over there in Orange Mound. I was looking at the girl's social media one day. He over there with her now, they tells me. And she was joking about, because she used to always talk about she was burning candles. She was brazen. She was out in the open with it. Okay, she got mad at me one day and said, she said, I guess she thought she was putting a spell on me. She said, yeah. She took a video. She said, yeah, the candle was just the popping. I guess she thought she was scaring me. The candle was just the popping. That was confirmation that things are being handled. I guess it worked. I ain't with him. I was sending right on back over there to her. I sent him right on to her. You take your stupid black ass on over there to that voodoo. Stay right on over to go back. That's the reason why you have to be careful about certain people that you have in your life, because even if they're not dealing in that stuff, you don't know who is attached to them. So I was looking at her one day on social media. I got a block now. I've been had a block for a long time. She real evil. And she was talking about, that she had got a piece of his hair, y'all. She said she had got a piece of his hair. I mean, she's mentally ill, but she was just real brazen with it. I told y'all I dated scumbags, okay? And I was in love with him, and he ain't but a damn scumbag. Okay? And now he over there with her. Okay. He probably in the bushes. I hope he is. All my ex-boyfriends be in the bushes. I don't know why they come up in here, because I talks about them. I don't mean no harm, but they need to be talked about. So, anyways, I thought that was him lighting my phone up. Okay. But that's why you have to be careful, and that's what's going on with Keisha Kayor, and that's why a lot of these men, like I said, they get caught up in the sex, and and their whole lives and stuff be falling apart, right? So that's why you have to keep on the armor of God. They need to be very meticulous about these women and the men too, because it's men that deal in witchcraft too. Now women are going to get spells, and I think that's why you see a lot of domestic situations happening where these men are unaliving these women because they they're going and requesting spells now where they want, it was a trend at one time. I want the man to be obsessed with me. I mean, and they thought that was cute. I want him to be obsessed with me. And I think that's one of the reasons why all of this is going on. Like, if a person is not naturally into you, I mean, if it's not natural, that means it's not it ain't for, it's not for you. I wouldn't want to wheel somebody to me. You know what I mean? That's why you have to pay for it. You cannot just go against your will. Y'all, that stuff is real. That stuff is real. That's why you have to constantly pray. Folks will sit up and watch you, right? And be in the background and wishing, bad. Look at her. She thinks she got this going on. Lord, they so twisted. They'll be praying to God. We don't. When people say now they praying to God, a lot of times you have to ask them what God they serve, because everybody don't serve the same God that you serve. And if a tree by the fruit that it bears. When they evil and all of that, and they sitting up talking about God, you need to question who is their God. Because you can't be sitting up wishing death on people and making spells and stuff like that. And then you sitting up talking about you serve the same God that I serve, because I don't deal in spells and witchcraft. So you have to be very careful about that. Okay, because everybody don't serve the same God. They don't even have the same values. Okay. So I got into that talking about Gucci, but I'm telling you that is what is going on. And like I said, more and more people are like getting into that to control somebody, and that's just sick. Okay? That's just sick. I used to date this guy, and he used to always tell me, well, "What you want me to do?" I would tell him, "What I want you. I don't know. Whatever it is that you want to do, you make the decision on what you want to do. No, you tell me what do I need to do now? I want to know what I want you decide that. I want to see what it is that you decide. As what is the saying? I want to see you have to let a person do what they want to do. So at least you can see what it is that they would prefer to do. So that's why I can't understand why. I mean, all it helps you to do is to move on. If it does not align with what it is, if it don't work for you, okay, now I see. Okay, I see. All you have to do is sit back and be quiet. I see. Okay. Okay, I see. My feelings will be hurt for 3 days. My grandma used to tell me after 3 days, now you need to be trying to look at healing. Give your and I mean that's the old saying. After 3 days, you need to be there needs to be a shift. That's the reason why they say those 3 days are critical. You don't need to answer no phone calls. Okay? Because your emotions and stuff are all up in the air. After 3 days, there seems to be a shift in the atmosphere. Okay. You can smile again. You talk to somebody else. Okay. Worth talking to. If you have to use vices to control, it's not yours anyway. That's right. That's what a lot of people don't even understand. That's what a lot of people don't understand. But I'm telling you, I've heard girls and I've heard women talk about it. I have a cousin, and this is the God's truth. Like she used to have, she used to date this married guy. She used to date this married man, and the man loved his wife too. They always talked about how he was, his wife was very successful. My cousin wasn't. Okay, she was a damn fool too. She was crazy. And but he had kids with my cousin. He couldn't leave my cousin alone, but my cousin was going and getting some spells, and that's the God's truth. She was going to get spells, so she had called his wife. He would be he. It seemed like his eye. He looked like he would be drained and stuff. When he was at my auntie house, he just looked like he was a shell. He was just so stupid, and he was older too. And she had 3 kids with him, and his wife had found out about her. And sometimes he would let her drive. He would lose his mind, so I guess he was letting her drive his car. And his wife had found out who she was. I think she had gotten an investigator, found out who she was, would come to my auntie's house, and they would be going back and forwards, and he would be like balled up in a shell. And I don't even think he could stand my cousin, but she was going to get spells for him. She That is the God's truth. And my auntie used to tell her, "You gonna reap what you sow. You is going to reap." She said, she would tell her, "You know that's not right. You know that's evil." Because I mean, she came up in a Christian home. My auntie and them are very religious people, and she would always tell them, "You is gonna reap what you sow. You know you wrong to be going to get spells. You wrong to be dealing with that woman husband. You wrong to go get spells." Okay, so to make a long story short, she got to a point where she couldn't get she couldn't get them spells and stuff anymore, and he started getting mean to her. It's like he hated her. He would tell people he hated her. His wife ended up divorcing him after years, because it went on for years. She ended up divorcing him, and that man got sick after his wife finally divorced him. That man got sick and died, and that's the God's truth. I think it troubled him so that he had lost his wife for a woman that he didn't even want, because he didn't want her. He just couldn't leave her alone, and she was very brazen about going to get them spells. So I tell you, they go down there to Tupelo to get them, because they say they be stronger. Okay, that's the reason why I be rebuking everything. Okay, I be rebuking everything, because I know now people are just really sick. They want what they want, or they don't want to see anybody else prosper. That's why you have to be careful about, even now, because I remember, like, for me, I used to, especially when I was trying to figure out what it was that I wanted, like find myself, I would hop on anybody's prayer line, right? I would hop on anybody's prayer line. Like, you got a prayer line? Oh my God, I'm jumping on that prayer line. I want to connect with some women. That's why I'm so isolated now, because I've really, 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 really been hurt by a lot of women that call themselves Christians. I would think, oh my God, I'm connecting with some women that could, we could pray for each other, we can encourage each other. And all they did was, especially with me being a younger woman at that time, all they did was want to judge me. They try to make me feel worse about myself. Okay. And so I've always been real quiet, but it forced me to be a loner even more. So, right. It forced me to, because women, that a lot of women that call themselves Christians can be the worst. They're so mean and judgmental. Okay. So mean. A lot of them are so mean and judgmental. And so it just forced me to be, and I mean, I think I've mastered people now. I'm cool. I'm good, and I think that's why I'm able to, you know, accomplish whatever, because I don't really consult with people anymore. Because sis, I'm thinking about doing this. I need you to pray for me, because I want to do this and I want to do that. And I just need y'all to come together and pray for me. And they would try and discourage me. I'm like, ain't you doing too much? You got them kids. You doing this there. You know what I mean? It would make me feel a certain way. Like, wow, don't you think you're doing too much? What you doing now? instead of encouraging me. Now that's why I don't consult with nobody. And I do what I want to do. Okay. Not even with a lot of my family members, because as I told y'all, I'm very close to my mom's family, but my mother's family is very like the older women, they are very safe. They feel like you're supposed to get a good government job and live modest from paycheck to paycheck. I do's what I want to do. And I'm not gonna live paycheck to paycheck. Okay, that's not how I want my life to be. I don't spend until I'm broke. I ain't no damn fool. Okay, but that's not what I want for myself. Okay, and so that's why I had to tell my mother, because y'all know my mother. My mother is one of the best people I know, and I'm so proud of my mom now because I see her being so different. She's with me talking to her. I had to tell her, you're so safe, and you be so scared for me when I say I'm gonna do this. You scared that I'm gonna fail. Well, I'm just I didn't want you getting into stuff, and if it didn't work out for you, then it just set you back, and I ain't want that. I said, no, if I get into it, I'm gonna win. If I get into it, I'm gonna win. So it makes me so proud now because I think I've proven myself. Everything that I said I wanted, I got it. I've gone and gotten it. So I was listening to her on the phone the other day. She said, guess what, y'all? She said, guess she was telling my great aunts, guess what? Guess what my baby said my baby get ready to be now. And they said, what? She said she get ready to get her law licenses. And that made me so happy to hear my mother say that. She didn't say, well, she gonna try to do it, and I hope she do it. She said, my baby get ready to get her law. She get ready to go to law school and get her licenses. She already know it. That's how I live my life. I speak it into existence. I decide I want it, and then I go get it. I don't have nobody around me. And I hate that, my mother was around that. It makes they second guess themselves and stuff all the time. I don't second guess myself, and I ain't putting nobody around me that's gonna make me second guess myself. You gonna ride with me, or I'm gonna roll over you. Bye. Ain't really nothing I could do with you if you don't want to ride with me, other than roll over you. I don't mean no harm. And so, we have to get to those points where we decide, like, hey, do I want to? Yeah, I want a husband that's on the same speed as I am. I'm not one that think he gonna jump on my back and take me down. When you're on journeys, you need somebody that's probably further ahead of you. I want somebody that's already further ahead of me because I can learn something from them. Okay. Not somebody. No, okay. The devil ready to try to get into me, and we ain't gonna talk about that. I told y'all we ain't gonna talk about that, okay? Because the devil ready to try to get into me, and we on a positive tip tonight, right? Um, yeah, a lot of family members be jealous. Like the help that I've had, a lot of the help that I've had, like I've had family members and stuff too. When I started my production company and I was on TV, I had family members and stuff that was trying, had little businesses and stuff. And so I was gonna hook them up on the low low. Like I'll do you a commercial, and I thought I was like, this right here would help my business if I do you a commercial for the low low and put your commercial on TV, and I'll do all of my family members. So when people see me doing commercials, y'all's commercials, it'll get you business and people will patronize your business, but it will make other people want to come and patronize my business. A lot of them weren't interested in that. They talked about me. It's the truth. They talked about me. What's she doing that for? Why she doing that? What she doing that? I don't want my business on TV. Just stupid. Country. Don't get. I love them though, but don't get me because I get. Lord, please God, don't let me talk about my family members. Okay. I have to say that my dad's family members have always moved. It's not because I've always been closer to my mother's family members. It's just that their mindset and the mindset of my dad's sisters and stuff has always been different. My dad's, and it's just different because they come from the same neighborhood and street. Well, my dad them come from an even worse area until they moved to Whitehaven because they came from North Memphis. So yeah, you have to, even with family members, a lot of times you have to just shut them out. I had to quietly start doing things and not seeking the approval, because a lot of times when you have an epiphany about something and God gives you an idea, it's not even for you to tell everybody else. He didn't give them the idea, he gave you the idea, right? When God gives you a vision, you have to know that God is going to give you the provision. Okay, God is going to give you the provision. I'm not slandering North Memphis. I used to always ask my dad every year he would feed he would always have Miss Girlies to open up their restaurant. Y'all know Miss Girlies just closed in North Memphis. And he would feed the whole, he was like, I'm feeding the whole community. I said, Dad, well, you say you feeding the whole community. You want everybody to come and get a Thanksgiving, plate. But why you always, have to, why you always do it in North Memphis? So then, like right before he got sick, like Miss Girlies, he was like, well, we're thinking about doing it somewhere other than Miss Girlies. I was like, oh, okay, good. Where you gonna do it at? Because I'm thinking he gonna say South Memphis or Whitehaven. We're gonna go, we might go to the community center in North Memphis. I said, Dad, why you trying to stay around why you showing so much favoritism to the North Memphis area? Like they adopted schools and they would always take the kids coats and toys. They adopted several schools. All of them were in North Memphis. Okay. I said, there's some favoritism going on around here. Because how come you ain't adopted no schools in South Memphis? I don't know no schools in South Memphis. You just gave some good advice, Tia, about not being so safe. It resonates with me now. You know what I am trying to do. So I'm going to think that's right. Don't be safe. Step out there, do it. Step out there and do it. I always think about, when I think about, okay, I want to do this, I want to do that, and then it seemed like it just falls, it just kind of fall in my lap. I told y'all about when I wanted to get my bonding licenses. Okay. So yeah, I told y'all that my friend owns some bonding companies, right? Me and him have fallen out. We had stopped talking. We had fallen out, child. And I remember right when I was like, oh, I wanna I want to get. I think because he had trained me in his office on the business, but I didn't get my bonding licenses at that time, right? And so we had fallen out and stuff, and I remember I want to get my bonding licenses, and then I was like, dog, I don't want to, I don't want to. I ain't been talking to him. We had not talked in like over a year or maybe two. And then when I decided I wanted to get my bonding licenses, out of nowhere, he just called me and struck up a conversation. I was like, wow, like I said, I want to get my bonding licenses. And then out of nowhere, after about a year and a half, 2 years, he called me, struck up a conversation. I was like, I want to get my bonding licenses. He was like, oh, okay, yeah, cool. You can get them up under my company. Yeah, okay, no problem. It was just, I always think about that. Like when the student is ready, the teacher will appear. That's why you have to make up your mind like you want something. And a lot of times you can't even tell the people closest to you, because I have a family member who wanted to go back to school, and I think she was doing good too. She wanted to be, she's like, I think I want to go and be either a nurse practitioner or a doctor. Okay. I was like, hey, you could do it. But her husband was so insecure. Her husband would always tell her, but if you go and become a NP, or if you go and go as far as, you ain't gonna even need me no more. If you ask me, her husband is a problem. Okay, he takes care of her, but he's one of those ones that always have her second guessing herself, to keep her dependent on him. He never liked my energy because I'm real independent. And so he would always try. He never really wanted her around me. I guess he was scared being strong was gonna rub off on her. Okay. But I used to watch him, how he would make her second guess herself. Oh, you did that wrong, but I fixed it for you though. Okay. I remember she had gotten a TV show, and I was hesitant about it because them two she could be something else too. Okay. And she had gotten a TV show, and I was kind of hesitant about it, but I went ahead and produced it for her. I started letting her wear my heels, because I ain't got nothing but a lot of heels in my office. And I was like, put these heels on, do this, put on some lip gloss. She started fixing her hair. And if I had little outfits and stuff at the office, I would like, try this on, do it this way. She started putting a little pep in her step. Okay, she was sitting on TV with my heels and my stilettos on. I'm pepping her up. You got to be something to look at. Okay. And then I'd be damn if a couple weeks after I started producing her show, her husband, I looked up one day, he was walking in with her. I said, oh Lord, it's probably gonna be some trouble. And sure enough, I saw firsthand how he sat there, and she was doing so good, because I would tell her, it's okay if you mess up. I could edit it out. Just keep going. You're doing good. Just have a lot of energy. I'm showing her how to do it on TV, because you have to be animated sometimes. People like that drama. Okay. Even if it's innocent drama, they like for you to be animated. And so, shoot, I was showing her, she was coming out of her shell, and her husband started sitting in there in my recording room. I should have put him out. That's what I should have did. And he would interrupt her. You didn't do that right. You didn't do that right. That wasn't right. And I started seeing how she went right back and started going right back into her shell, because she would look at him for everything when she would do something, or she would say something. Then she would look at him, as, did I do that right? Bitch, you motherfucker. That's why I told him, look, I'm the producer up in here. You don't know. You ain't never been on TV. I'm telling her what's good. You don't know. Okay. And it wasn't a month later, we got into it. Okay, we all got into it. At the time my dad was alive, I told my dad, I said, my mind told me not to fool with them, because I knew it was gonna be trouble. Okay, and I said all that to say this, even though they're relatives, but I said all this that to say this. Sometimes you could be sleeping with the enemy. Okay. Sometimes you could be sleeping with the enemy, and the way that a lot of people's minds work, they so weak minded, they feel like they better off than me, because she jealous because you got a husband. I'd rather be single than to have what a lot of these folks got. Okay, I'd rather stay single than to be ran crazy, because that's what's going on. A lot of these men run these women crazy. Okay, so that's why I'm really content with, if it looks like it's gonna stress me out, I have to go ahead and cut it up out of my life. I ain't gonna live to be in my late 40s unless some man run me crazy. I'm not. Um, that is that my control. He had her thinking that everything she did, she needed. I'm telling you, that's when they're insecure like that. Any other man would have been rooting his wife on. It's okay, baby. Go, baby. It's okay. That's good. You did good. You did good. Okay. And like I said, he didn't want to around no strong woman. She started becoming sure in his mind. If she started becoming sure of herself, she was not going to need him. That's a real insecure man. Okay. So what they try to do is make people think that it's something wrong with me, when she ain't had no business judging me anyways. I wasn't his motherfucking wife. Okay. Judge his mama. Okay. Anyway, y'all know we didn't got into get into a lot of stuff. Um, I'm real meticulous about that. When I've never liked men that sit up and analyze like my female friends or um like my female cousins, anybody that hung around. They want to. I don't like that. I don't trust that. Why are you paying that much attention to them? Because that's my thought. Not that the person is going to influence me. Absolutely not. Now I'm trying to understand you, my man. Why is you paying that close attention to what my friend got going on? Why are you so interested? That's how I look at it. Okay. Because you need to be worried about your own damn friends. um John says, keep your plans for yourself until it's time to use them. Absolutely. Family can be toxic. Yeah, family can be toxic. Family can definitely be toxic. And I mean, just because they're family don't mean that you have to deal with them. Some family members you just can't deal with. Okay. You just can't deal with them because they are just too toxic. They're very toxic. You cannot deal with them at all. They'll hold you back. Get around people that's beneficial for you in your life. Okay. And people try to make you feel bad. You selfish. You are what do they try to call you? You're an opportunist. So I'm an opportunist. This is when they're jealous and they want to make you feel bad about trying to move forward. Hell, you can't, I mean, hang around people they can't do a damn thing for you. So yes, you want the opportunity to be around people that's going somewhere, or that's in places that can help you to move along. So I mean, if that's opportunist, then let them say that, because that's what they try to say to keep you held back. Okay, I almost said something else, but I'm not gonna say it. F them. I was ready to say the other word, but I'm getting better. I'm not gonna be cussing. I'm over fuck them. Okay. Um. He says it's funny how many mugs get inspired when you tell them your ideas, especially around tax. Lord, it's tax time, y'all. These women is still giving these men their money. Yeah, I thought I was so in shock because y'all know they was doing that in the 80s around the time I was growing up. And I used to hear them talk about, especially in the projects, like the parking lot would be full. I remember the parking lot would be so full, like around income tax time, because the women had men. Okay. And so I used to hear my grandma and them talk about it. Such and such is a fool. The man and came back. They get the income tax in a month. They gone. I didn't know that these women was still letting men trick them, talking about I'm gonna flip your income tax. That still works. Cause see, Negro, if you ain't flip your own money and came up on nothing, why you couldn't do nothing with your own money? Well, I ain't have it, so what do you really can't do nothing for me? You can't even make no money to flip. What I need you to flip mine for? You. I really get to talking bad about folks when they think they're gonna insult my intelligence. Now, Tam, ain't nothing wrong with a woman giving a woman. Hold on, he says now. No, not Tam. Ain't nothing wrong with a giving. Yes, it is. It is something wrong with it. It is something wrong with it. You ought to be ashamed of yourself. It's the first of the month. You can call Sam. Not Project Pat, Gangster Pat. Listen now, Gangster Pat understood. He understood the What's the he understood the assignment. I'm gonna tell you that right now. Don't let them fool you. I ain't trying to make nobody look a certain way now. But don't let Gangster Pat fool y'all. I was with Gangster Pat for a long time. Don't let him fool y'all. Okay, listen to his lyrics and stuff. They sound good. That's all I'm gonna say. They sound good now. That's all I'm gonna say about that. It sounds good. But I know who was in. I was who. All I'm gonna say is who run it. That's all. Who run it challenge? Who runs it? I know who ran it, and he didn't ask for no money neither. He always came up on bags. He was very giving and charitable. Okay. Um, Black Barbie says, and like you said about sleeping with the enemy, I had an ex, rest his soul, but anyways, he was jealous that I moved into a new apartment and got a second job in the same week he dumped me. So well, that was the best thing he could have did for you, the Black Barbie. Because if he had been doing if he had been doing what he was supposed to do, he wouldn't even have you wouldn't even have to get a second job. Yeah, oh Lord, please don't let because I was getting ready to say something that Sambo. Oh Lord. Y'all, I said I'm gonna talk about this Sambo. I told y'all. Oh, we're gonna do good tonight, y'all. We're gonna do good. He said knife in X's. What's that? X's and O's. Hey, X's and O's. Tax time be look, Junebug back. I'm telling y'all, Junebug is back. Y'all, the taxes must not be out yet. They getting them loans right now. They're getting the loans, so Junebug is back. After a while they're gonna be posting. I haven't really been on Facebook. Have they been posting food? Y'all know they start going to restaurants with Junebug and Rufus. They start taking Junebug and Rufus to get big steaks and stuff. You can tell when folks ain't used to nothing. They get to snapping pictures and posting the food on social media. Have they been posting pictures of food? I haven't been seeing them. Taxes, those taxes must haven't dropped yet. He said he ran it. Okay. 2024 Joe. Okay. If you say he ran it, I'm gonna let you have that one. What's that? I dialogue says I remember the moment. Yeah, the more money tax people. They said feed. Feeding the cuckabug. That's exactly what they're doing. They goes to Florida. They going down to what's that beach called down there in South Carolina? They goes down there. They take Junebug to the South Carolina beach. Y'all, what's the name of that beach in South Carolina? It's called some kind of South Beach or something. They take them, they flying out to Florida. They on the airplane. They taking pictures on the airplane. I catch feelings. We in the wind. You know they have all the memes and stuff. Yeah, Myrtle Beach. After Junebug get every dime, he going on back to where he came from, and that's back home to his wife. A lot of times his wife be in on it. The wife be in on it. Okay, they come and get the money, and then they go back home and take it and pay their bills. Okay, because you got a lot of women that be in on this stuff with their men. So Miami to Myrtle. Yeah, catching flights, not feelings. That's what I would say. Yeah, we catching flights, not feelings. I wonder why these girls ain't shamed. They get to posting. They be wanting the other girl that he been with the whole year to see. They start posting. Yeah, folks hating on us. You can't stop real love or true love. True love wins and stuff like that. And then Junebug get all the money. After he spend all the money, he goes on back. And then you don't see them posting no more until the end of the same year. He come back at the end of the year. Yeah, it's embarrassing. So y'all, why these young ladies doing that? Why? I don't understand why. Because if you got kids and stuff, these girls get so much money from income tax. They said these girls getting $15,000. If they save their income tax, put it in a savings for 2 years, they could buy themselves a building, to and start some type of business. And y'all, listen, y'all, this is what Trump did today. Trump put a halt on investment companies outbidding families on single family homes. So Trump put a halt on the investors outbidding families, and so the prices of homes are getting ready to go down. They're gonna have to restore the American dream. They should have put a halt on it a long time ago. So hopefully, more families now are going to be able to start back buying houses. Okay, because what these investors did was came from other countries and stole the American dream, and you had a lot of politicians that sold us out and was letting it happen. They should have been put a halt on it a long time ago. Okay. He said they would not listen to us. Well, ladies, we're gonna have to do better. Okay. Now when you get a good man, when you'll know when you have a good man. There are good men. There are good men out there. Okay, there are. They don't want to be taken care of. They got their own stuff. Just make sure they're not on mental meds. Okay, make sure, because you know these women get to dating these men and they have mental illnesses. And I pray about that all the time. It's like, Lord, I don't want nobody. I'm just crazy. Okay, because as my mama say, it's something you. It's my mama always tell me it's something a little off about you, girl. You undiagnosed. I remember I called my mama one day and I said, what you doing? She said, look at here. She said, just like this, look at here, you need to get on some bipolar medicine. I said, what? What are you talking about? All I said was, what you doing? So look at here, you need to get on some bipolar medicine. I don't know if I had been cutting up. I probably did, because I be getting mad. I get real mad, and then I be okay in like 30 minutes. Y'all make sure y'all hit the like button for me, okay? Make sure you guys please like, share, and subscribe. But she just be joking when she say that, okay? Because people try to use that against you. Ain't nothing wrong with me. Nothing in this world. I think my mama gets to wondering, like, how did I have a child? My sister is real mild mannered. My sister with we got the one that's got the same mom as I. She's very mild mannered, like my mama. I mean, different kids are different. Okay, me and my sister, two different people. She took after my mama. I took after her mama. Cause my dad was a fighter, but my dad was more strategic. My dad and I did things differently. Says security is real. Always one. I'm my mother's too. Yeah. I wish I could find my hair balls. I don't know where they are. I'm gonna find them. I'm so glad I got my beautician to clip my ends of my hair. I could see the difference already. I'm gonna oil my hair tonight. What's my hair oil at? Oh, I mean, it's always one child that's different. My mother does this. Yeah. My mama did it. My mother single-handedly spoiled me herself because I was her only child until I was about 9 or 10 years old, and my mother had me spoiled. My mama, growing up, my mama rarely said no to me. Now, when I turned about 16, she started trying to break me around 14 or 15 because she started getting my dad involved. She started getting my dad involved because she wouldn't let my dad has whooped me twice. And my mother would never let my dad whoop me until she started trying to break me from being spoiled. And I was about 14. I was about 14 and my dad gave me a whooping. And I acted up so I remember that I acted up so my dad was breathing hard when he Sam. I really made him work with that whooping. I was so heartbroken. I could not believe that my mother had let my dad whoop me. But I guess I had gotten real bad because around that time when you're a teenager, you start smelling yourself, and I always talk back. And so she had getting older and talking back and stuff, having something to say. Hey, I don't blame her because I got it in my daughters too. Now my baby daughter never talked back. My oldest daughter did, and I told her tail up. Okay, but so she did. She absolutely did right to do that. But my dad has only spanked me twice in my life. My mama used to whoop me though. She used to whoop me. I've never seen my mom give my sister a spanking at all. At all. She don't tell me I never had to. I never had to. I said she was I don't know why everybody messes with me. I don't be doing nothing. Anyways, y'all, shout out to Pooh Sheisty. I hope that Pooh Sheisty makes the right decision for himself. I hope he does not allow Yo Gotti and them to isolate him as it relates to like working with other artists and all of that. I hope he makes smart decisions. He sees what's going on. These same group of people, some hit me and all of them, Moneybag Gotti, all of them, that little group there, they got a hit on artists to put them up in bad contracts. Okay, so I think Pooh needs to proceed with caution. He really don't need to get himself tied up with them folks. We said the same thing about Finesse. We tried to tell Finesse that then, and look at what's happening. So, shout out to Pooh Sheisty. Clarissa, I tell you, I hope that Clarissa don't let Papoose use her. Anyways, you all. I want to talk about Memphis politics. Like earlier this morning, I started out talking about Memphis politics and how a lot of people are saying that it's organized crime. Okay, and I would hope that the citizens of Memphis and Shelby County would open their eyes. You need to get registered to vote, right? Don't vote. Do not vote based on race and name recognition. It would be really good to vet whoever it is that you're voting for. Um, and if you've had people that's in office and you don't see they have not benefited the city as a whole, they have not done anything, it's time to make sure that they are not reelected. Okay, it's time to make sure that they're not reelected. So I think this county race is very important, as it always has been. But hopefully, the turnout is a lot greater now that people are really seeing what's going on. Hmm. Yeah, Finesse two times is telling everything. He been quiet for the last few days, haven't he? Has it two times been quiet for the last few days, or has he still been exposing some stuff? It seems like to me he real mad at Bag. I wonder why he more mad at Bag than he is um the mob ties. Because he don't talk that much about mob ties. And I think they did him just as dirty. I tell you. He says I'm rooted for Pooh Shiesty, Finesse, and the ones that are sincerely trying to CMG is not to be. Yeah, I hope Pooh Shiesty does not sign with them. I hope that he doesn't. It's an L dialogue for mayor. You all make sure y'all hit the like button for me. Make sure you all like, share, and subscribe. He said North Memphis. What area in North Memphis are you from? Bag is trying to leave CMG. He should read the room on that. So who is Bag signed to? Is he signed to CMG or is he signed to Endless? Because I hear, there's it's conflicting because you hear people say that Bag is not a CMG artist. He's an Endless artist. Okay, you're from Frazier. Or is he signed? Is he signed to both of them? It says Bag is signed to Endless. His label is Bread Game. So it's Endless CMG. Oh Lord. And his distribution deal is through Interscope. Mm. So so I wonder at what point do he get his hands on his money? At what point? Oh, you've heard that he's scared to leave? Mm. Well, I'm sure it crosses his mind, especially, when he getting served and stuff that it's people making a lot of money off Bag because now Bag is a talented artist now. He is a talented artist. So Bag has made a lot of money for a lot of people. He's made a lot of money for lots of people. Yes, indeed. The professional name is Collective Music Group, not Cocaine Music Group. Bag is in a 111 deal, the same as Drake used to be in. Drake used to be Aspire, Ted's Jazz Prince, Young Money, Cash Money, Universal. He had 4 splits. Oh wow. They doing it like that. They really pimping. Oof. Mm. Well, they make a lot of money off Bag, so they don't want to let Bag go. So Bag knows that he's gonna make because he's tied up in those contracts. He's gonna make the bare minimum off of himself. He knew Finesse was going to sell and be a hit, and he decided that he was gonna get his come up and get rich off of signing finesse and them bad deals or that bad contract. So that's normally how it goes. Anyway, y'all, I'm gonna get off of here. I was on here earlier today, so I'm gonna get off. I have worked so hard today. I'm getting ready to take a shower. I may get on in the morning before I go to work because y'all know I wake up very early. But I'm getting ready to get in the shower, and start blowing my lavender bombs so that I can smell the lavender and go to sleep. Anyways, you all, I enjoyed you all tonight. Make sure you guys please like, share, and subscribe. Stay safe. Make sure you pray when you get off of here. We reverse every curse and send it back to the sender if it's evil. I love you all. I'll talk with you all tomorrow.